So next time you want to buy a deo, immediately fog will come to your head. Whether you want to buy it or
Yes.
not, that's different, but it comes to your head for sure.
Yeah.
The second piece is mind associations. There used to be this column called best versus bekar. They
Okay.
would cover all the ads that had come in the previous 1 or 2 weeks, and they would classify them as best and bekar.
Okay.
Yeah. I got life's most profound lesson on that day. And on that day, what happened was that the front page of brand equity covered the journey of gems.
I thought, I mean, as a business owner, it's tough to deal with those times when you have no business and there is no chance. I mean, you don't know what is happening tomorrow. So I thought they're not talking business, let me talk something else. So I just changed the subject. Same Zoom meeting we used to do the sales.
Let me give you an example. If you look at Mountain Dew, all the
Mhm.
advertising that they do talks about adrenaline related
Right.
sports, डर के आगे जीत
Ji,
है, those
right.
kind of moments, right?
So I think that was a very clear and elaborated, good answer, Sudeep. So a very clear understanding of your category, your product, your objective is the most crucial part of any business and brands to start up with, and that's when it leads to the right result, desired result, and hence, where what is your measurement metrics area and how you're going to track your success. So, which is like it was very clear through this answer. Yeah. Okay.
If you look at it in the context of e-commerce and performance marketing these days, yeah,
Mhm.
and it might come to a lot of our listeners and anybody's head that okay, this is fine for any campaign that you want to do on TV elsewhere, but how does it work for and a D2C brand or an e-commerce brand, which is
Right.
where a lot of the brands are there today. So you
Yeah.
will realize that most of the brands start off being D2C
Mhm.
because it offers them an excellent opportunity to talk to a small cohort of consumers. And
Okay.
when you're launching a new product, you want a validation from the market whether the product works or not, right?
That's true.
So your initial some work is about trying to do performance marketing and try to get what is called as PMF, product market fit.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. Once you see a number of consumers are purchasing your product, you try and ask them why are they purchasing. You get to know. You'll
Mhm.
read through your product reviews, etc., etc. That tells you what is it that your product differentially delivers as
Mhm.
compared to its competitors, within the category, outside the category, etc.
Right.
Now, a lot of us believe that if you continue doing performance marketing, which is about bidding on keywords versus your competitors, right? You will keep generating sales for your brand,
Okay.
right? Over a period of time, two phenomena are going to happen, Devlina.
Mhm.
One is if you continue to do your performance marketing alongside brand building,
Mhm.
the consumers will start associating your product
Mhm.
with something. They will have some kind of mental association in their head,
Right.
and hence the cost to get them to click will keep coming down.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are more likely to click.
Mhm.
Yeah, and hence brand building or marketing is also about making your performance marketing more efficient.
Right.
Yeah. Number two, as it happens in any category, uh, you will find a lot of early adopters online. So a
Yes.
lot of them will adopt your product.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But after you are done with them,
Yes.
yeah, then most of your early adopters are also offline.
Mhm.
So whether you
Okay.
like it or not, you
Mhm.
will now see a lot of D2C brands who've grown to a certain amount of size start advertising on other channels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
So think about this. Why would a Google Maps or
Mhm.
Facebook advertise on TV?
Okay.
Yeah, they own their entire channels, right?
Yes.
Brands have been
Yes.
built on those channels, but they are
Yes.
also advertising outside because you realize that you can only reach a certain amount of population who are early
Mhm.
adopters on online.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then, you will see brands like Boat, Mamaearth, etc. All of them coming offline, being available offline,
Right.
being advertising in other channels, etc., etc. Right? So therefore, modern marketing, traditional marketing is all, slightly, silos that have been created by people who want to, talk about pros and cons till
Mm-hmm.
cows can come home. I would just see them as channels.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of those channels has a certain role to play,
Right.
some depending on the life stage of the brand.
True.
And and then, as the role keeps evolving, as the brand keeps becoming bigger, you need to substantiate what you are doing along with other things which can help your brand trigger new growth practices. Yeah. uh, but the route to creating sales does not change.
A very important topic of marketing, storytelling, which is also part of your profile very strongly. So will not let you go without touching that particular topic, Sudeep. So what role, does storytelling play in marketing to Indian consumers, and how can it be tailored to connect with different cultural segments?
So it is convictions which are getting transferred from marketer's heart to your and my heart.
Wow,
Right? Now, the process of convictions, there is no injection which can transfer a conviction.
that's true.
There is only storytelling which can transfer convictions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So a marketer first tells that story to himself or herself.
Mm-hmm.
Then they tell that story to, people around them via presentation or via impromptu speech.
Mm-hmm.
By judging the feedback of the audience, they also make modifications to the story, make it better, more effective, etc. And finally, they join hands with an agency, creative agency, an advertising guy or a girl, or and then, convert it into some kind of campaign, which again is a story that
Yeah.
talks to the consumer and transfers the same conviction to everybody. Yeah.
Wow,
So I don't think you can be a marketer without storytelling.
that's true.
Yeah. More important, I think even a sales guy, for example, is telling a story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He or she is also transferring convictions. And that is why I say usually the marketer is the best salesman in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Salesmen usually still have a product or a service in their hand that they can show.
Mm-hmm.
Marketer can't show anything.
That's true.
They are just making you believe in their conviction. Yeah. And your conviction feeds them.
That's a very
Yeah.
different perspective.
Yeah. So now, when you're doing that, obviously you contextualize your conviction.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that the person in front understands it very well. So when I
Okay.
was talking to you and I was trying to convince Devlina that, mental associations are created by the brands, I gave you context of Pepsi, Coke, and Dew,
Yeah.
because those are brands that I'm sure you are aware of and you've seen and you fairly know what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I was talking to somebody from a very different market or very different cultural context, I would have possibly given them a very different example.
Right.
Yeah. So this is about contextualizing. So the question that you asked, that, within India, for example, you will find a lot of brands using Indian context,
Mm-hmm.
traditional as well as modern, to be able to carry their convictions to consumers. Right. And I believe it's a global process. It's a universal process uh, of, conviction transference from one human being to another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? You build a content and you build a context.
Mm-hmm.
Content is what I want to tell you.
Right.
Context is how I tell you and
How
what
I
are the
do.
examples that I give. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that forms the transference of conviction from me to you or you to the world, etc. And hence, I think it's a universal truth that you will always need to be aware of the cultural context of the receiver.
Right.
And being aware and being sensitive, being empathetic will allow you to carry your message in the most effective manner possible.
So the definition of, transferring the conviction, selling the conviction says it all. And it has cleared it all, that what exactly, you have to do as a storyteller, as a marketer. Okay. So reflecting on your leadership journey, how do you describe your leadership style? and how it has been evolved from when you first started as a leader to your current role.
Slowly but steadily, I got uh, I got this realization that number one, your team gets inspired by everything that you do. They see how you conduct yourself, they see how you speak, they see how you interpret everything, they see what you do within the organization, etc., because you are the organization for them.
That's
And
true.
hence it is important being aware of that. Number two, uh, and this lesson was taught to me when I was in sales, when I was leading a team of executives, officers, etc., who used to see their careers very differently. They would, shift jobs very quickly as soon as they got an offer from somebody. Relatively loyalty to stick, etc., was low. And one of the things that I found at that point in time, which helped me, was, taking this stance where I used to tell them, "Okay, boys and girls, uh, I don't know what I will, help you do in your life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I can assure you of is that I will work in improving you and your skills."
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, suppose I had a reportee called Kumar. So I would say
Okay.
a Kumar of 2023,
Mm-hmm.
uh, or a Kumar of 2024, when they look back at Kumar of 2023, will certainly be proud of what Kumar has learned through this year. So
Oh,
that is something that I will help you do. Over a period of time, my conviction has grown stronger into this,
okay.
that people want to be led by somebody who genuinely cares for them
True.
and adds value to them.
Yeah.
Right, everything else they will be able to figure out for themselves, but if they are learning, if they are honestly inspired, they are very happy to be around wherever they are.
Yeah.
The second realization happened when I was reporting to my previous boss, and that's what I learned from him, is that, too often we say, this is my leadership style, I'm a hard taskmaster, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
executioner, etc., etc. I realized that you can't have a leadership style.
Okay.
The purpose of a leader
Mm-hmm.
is to be able to inspire the best possible work from their team,
Right.
regardless of the capabilities or the characteristics of the team.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lead your team in only one single way,
Mm-hmm.
then you're honestly, number one, taking a shortcut, and number two, you will end up compromising the variety in your team. Then you'll only a certain kind of people will be able to perform in your team. Yeah.
Wow. Mhm.
Ideally, you are supposed to customize your style of leadership to the person that you're leading.
It has literally opened a perspective where, if you have a leadership style, you are actually putting everything in a boundary, in a shell, and then out of that, anything comes that is not part of your area. Whereas the other definition of leadership says that you have to be, adaptive to the changes. You have to be so sensitive towards your team member. You have to understand who they are, and you act according to them. And that's how the whole team performs. And you, as a leader, you empower your team, adapting their working styles, and you help them blossom on their fullest skill. So I think that has cleared everything about leadership, Sudeep. With that, we will be moving towards a section called rapid fire round.
Okay.
The rules are you need to answer either in one word or as minimum word as possible. Okay,
Okay.
we are good to start.
Go ahead. Fire away.
Okay, so what has been your favorite age so far?
Age of mine. Yeah, I'm loving this 40 plus phase of mine. So I took this oath sometime back that after I turn 40, I want to be the fittest in my 40s. Yeah.
Oh.
So you are usually wiser because
Mhm.
you've obviously gained experience, gained perspective, etc., etc. What you lose is your physical agility, mobility, etc.
What is your favorite work memory?
Work memory. I think the work that I was doing along with my insight partner and my agency partners,
Mhm.
while trying to figure out the proposition for gems to appeal to older kids.
Okay.
So it was a problem,
Mhm.
and the data was suggesting that uh, older kids were not eating gems. They used to think that gems was kiddie. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, and we've also found via data that a number of them were eating but not telling, or not,
Okay. They are not
they were
feeling.
closet consumers. Yeah.
Hmm.
Gems was still tasty.
Yeah.
Gems had multiple colors, multiple trips to mouth,
Yeah.
a crunchy experience followed by chocolate. So it had a lot of things going for it. But
Yeah.
somehow you would not care to admit to your friends that I ate gems today. मैंने gems खाया. तुमको पता था तुम्हारा मजाक उड़ाया जाएगा, right? So
Yeah.
how do I legitimize that consumption was the problem that we were trying to solve. So that's my favorite memory, because uh, people from Ogilvy,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Madison, my media agency, Third Eye, my qualitative research agency, Millward Brown, my product testing agency, my own insight partners, Sunanika Singh, who used to work with me at that point in time. All of us were, you know, working together to try and solve this problem. And it was good fun.
Wow. So actually, I'm a James fan. I
Oil
don't
only.
know, during that campaign, before that campaign, and after that campaign also. The best part, what I like about James, it's tasty, but at the same time, it's very small.
Yeah.
So you don't end up eating too much of those chocolates and all. So you just have one and sort it. What has changed the most since you have started working here in this company? Brilliant.
What has changed?
Mhm.
Hmm. I learned marketing,
Okay. So if you could not work in this industry, what profession would you pursue?
teaching, and poetry.
So when are you most productive?
When I'm solving a problem, one is totally focused. More importantly, I'm very creative at that point in time.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
I think I will say that learn more,
Okay.
uh, expose yourself to many more areas which you never experienced, or which will never come to you naturally when you're
Mm-hmm.
working in your current setup,
Mm-hmm.
and become wiser.
I want you to talk for our viewers. A lot of them are, aspiring to become a marketing professional. So what is your message for an aspiring marketing professional?
See, I think anybody who is an aspiring marketing professional
Mm-hmm.
uh, is should think about the fact that, number one, as I said, that your job in your lifetime will be transferring convictions. Uh, and you should be passionate about that, because I believe marketers can change the world.
Mm-hmm.
uh, if you say anything with in a convincing manner, people believe. So you
Mm-hmm.
have the power, and therefore you have the responsibility. So be ready for both of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Spider-Man, or more importantly, Spider-Man's granddad said, with great power comes great responsibility.
Responsibilities.
So do remember that. And I think becoming a marketer, honestly, is uh, not rocket science. But there are some skills that you will need to keep practicing over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
One obviously is flair for storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
The more you practice it, the better you will become. So one of the ways I tell young marketers who speak to me is that you could pick up any topic
Mm-hmm.
of your interest, read
Mm-hmm.
about it, and then process it in your head, and
Mm-hmm.
try to explain it for 5 minutes to as if you're talking to a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It'll force you to use simple words,
Mm-hmm.
speak slowly, use lesser words,
Mm-hmm.
and thereby create a compelling story without necessarily relying on handicaps of language.
In this short time, we have got a lot from you, but would love to have you again on Icons Behind Brands to, get some more insights and about your journey and, about your background and a lot of things apart from the professional journey only, lot to learn for life. Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you very
you.
much.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure speaking to you, Devlina. I resonated with a lot of thoughts that you had.
Mhm.
Now I'm additionally biased because you're a gems lover. So,
Yes.
so that's an additional bias towards you. But I also thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity.
No, I'm so happy that we could made this possible, and you are here in this platform. Amazing insights, lot of good addition in this platform, and personally, I had a lot of key takeaways from you. So thank you for agreeing to come on Icons Behind Brands.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
So, business folks, how was the video? I'm sure कि आपको ये वीडियो बहुत ही insightful and informative लगा होगा. Let us know in the comment section which part of the video you loved the most. Please do not forget to subscribe our YouTube channel Icons Behind Brands. That's all for today. I'm Devlina Yogi signing off until next time.